Well, welcome everybody. I'm JC Whitfield. I'm with Salesforce.com, and you are in the session Building Loyalty Through Community. It's in the Channels track. And again, thank you very, very much for showing up this morning. I did not go to the Black Crows last night because I knew that I had to be here at 7:30 in the morning, and I probably wouldn't have a voice if I went to that thing. So, but I appreciate you guys all making the effort. Did anybody go to the Black Crows last night? How were they? Good? Good. All right. Awesome. So let me get started here. We have our safe harbor statement, which many of you have already seen already, and Mark made some allusions to it yesterday, so I won't go through that in any more great detail. But introductions here, we're going to start with that, and we're going to go through some quick peeks at content, ideas, and find a partner. Those are the three products that we're going to be talking about. And showing how we've implemented those at some of our key clients. We've got first VMware is going to be talking about their usage and management of content and what they did there. And then Dell will be here to talk about building their Find a Partner program and the requirements, the gathering they went around that, and how they're using it in their partner community as well. And then we'll have a chance at the very end for some questions and answer session. One of the things we do ask is if you do have a question, formulate a question. We've got mics in the aisles here. We are recording these sessions, so it really helps if we have your question on record. That way everybody can hear it. For those who were not able to come and attend at 7:30 this morning, so we'll give them the benefit of that. So I said earlier, my name is JC Whitfield. I'm with Salesforce.com, and I've spent the last 2+ years at Dell implementing their PRM globally. And we also have with us Elliot Fleisler and Diana Sau with VMware. And finally, Mary Catherine Wilson with Dell. And they'll be introducing themselves here in just a little bit. So we'll have a few more people coming in, and hopefully we'll just keep moving to the front. We said we're going to increase your odds of winning if you move to the front row. So as I said earlier, we're going to talk about three products, Content, Ideas, and Partner Finder. And these are really kind of additional products that you can add to your existing Salesforce implementation. We look at doing them on top of the partner portal. So and we're going to show how they look in that partner portal arena as well. But they're really kind of additional tools that you can provide for your partner community to keep them coming back to your portal. And a lot of people always try and figure out, well, I've done deal registration, I've done lead dissemination, how do I get partners to keep coming back? And so these are some tools that we think will bring and make your portal a one-stop shop for your partners. They're managed through the same UI that you have come to know and love with Salesforce. So you're not having to learn a new user interface, you're not having to learn a new management technique. It's all the same paradigm that you've learned with managing Salesforce. And we think the implementation is pretty straightforward, but it does require some planning and some business process documentation. And you're going to learn whether these folks are going to tell me whether I'm right or whether it's straightforward implementation or not. You're going to learn from some of their stuff here. So let's take a quick look at the three products, and then you're going to see them in more detail later on here. But Ideas is the first one we're going to talk about and capture some screenshots here. That's what it looks like in the portal. It really is a kind of an electronic suggestion box. Gives you a way to get feedback directly from your partner community. And you can collaborate with your partners online. You can get their feedback and really kind of understand what's going on in their head. And one of the things that people like, you saw some of this yesterday in Mark's keynote, is you can have the ability to vote things up or down. So you can really find out what is of interest to your partner community. And kind of that concept they were talking about yesterday of dogpiling on. Somebody might put an idea out there, and the community can really dogpile on that and say, this is the great one, this is coming up here. And then this is what Dell has implemented, what they call Partner Storm. And you can see, one of the things here is that was put out there is making the full range of products available for partners. That was one of the top ones there for Dell. That's the actual screenshot there. Then you've heard this whole buzz and chatter yesterday, the social networking. This is really kind of adding to that whole social networking sense in your partner community, and providing really good service for your partners, letting them know that they're an important part of your community and that you really care about what they're thinking about. And then I think the most important thing is ideas is a great way to get that information from those people who are working most closely with your partners or with your customers out there in the field. Content, if you haven't seen content, is our way of presenting different white papers, documents, collaterals out there, and you can put them out and show them not only just internally to your internal users, but make them available for the partner community as well. We utilize this concept of workspaces and sharing and subscribing for key pieces of information and helping to keep people up to date. No longer do people have to go out and say, I found the one golden nugget in this whole repository of documents. They can actually subscribe to that, and then the next time they go out to the customer, they can very simply click on it, find out if there's been an updated version to that most recent one, and have it be managing that. Here's what we have: the concept of the workspaces and showing out here. You publish it once, and you can view it internally or externally in multiple locations. So no longer do you have to remember which folders you put all those documents in. And oh my God, when it changed, did I get it in everyone? Well, how did somebody get this latest price list? That one was outdated months ago, but they're still showing it. You can really remove that away from there. And another nice thing that a lot of people like, both internal and external users, is that you can save a lot of time. You can view the actual content in line before you download it. So you can look and see if that 10 megabyte file really does contain the information that you want before you actually spend time downloading it. You get like a little preview pane to it. And I think Diana's going to show a lot of that here soon. And then finally, Partner Finder is kind of exactly what you think about if you're looking for, this is Dell's version. When you're looking to try and find somebody that you can work with for your particular products or services, this provides a great way for them to do it. It's a great way for you as a vendor to provide another outlet for your partners to market their skills and abilities around your products and services. Some of our top customers who are using Partner Finder, and I know Dell and VMware have implemented this, they're using it, they're tiering it as a benefit to their top partners. So as partners move up in the program, they get listed in this in this tool, and they move up the scale at how they get listed as well. The other part that's really kind of important, a lot of people don't think about this, and this was one of the big reasons why Dell wanted to implement it, was giving a way for partners to collaborate with other partners. You might have like a small regional partner, just won a national contract. They don't have offices in Boston, but their customer that they just won the contract for has an office in Boston. So now they need to find somebody that they can work with to support that customer in Boston for them. They can find that partner through the Partner Finder program and work out some kind of arrangement where their customer will be supported, and they'll be able to go after that national contract then. So that's a really important thing there as well. The other thing is it's pretty easy and inexpensive to create as a marketing tool and use for your partners. And it's one that partners really do love having out there, and it really helps them in their system. So with that, I'm going to turn things over, because you don't want to hear from me at Salesforce. You want to hear from the guys who have done it. I'm going to turn it over to Elliot Fleisler with VMware, and he and Diana are going to take you through their implementation.
Great. Thank you very much, JC, and good morning, everybody. I want to set some groundwork here on what we're going to discuss. So I am Director of Partner Marketing here at VMware. I'm on the business side, along with Diana South, who's Manager of Partner Marketing. But in order for us to actually deliver a solution for our business and for our partners, we've got to work very closely with what we call our BAT team, Business Automation Team, and they actually own our Salesforce instance. And so they're actually here today, Amy and Jennifer, and it's important that we have this dialogue back and forth in this close relationship, because they can't build a solution if they don't understand what our customers, who are our partners, want. And I can't deliver that solution if I don't have them aligned to our business objectives. So I want to kind of state that it's really important. How many of you actually have a Salesforce CRM system up and running today? Okay, so about half. And so I assume the rest of you are looking at implementing a Salesforce CRM solution. Great, okay. So a little bit about VMware. How many of you know who VMware is? Okay, good. So when you talk about cloud computing, we're going to talk about our technology in just a minute and how it applies to our partner portal. We build the foundation, and so you see many large-scale companies who actually implement their data center using our technology, and Salesforce is one of those. When we talk about the cloud and you talk about being able to plug into all these different applications, VMware is really that platform. So we have a very close partnership, and of course, all those applications are sitting on the very high-end Dell servers and other OEM servers as well. So we actually have 22,000 partners worldwide, and we have a very dispersed group of partners. So we have OEMs, we have consultants, we have solution providers, we have service providers, we have distributors, you name it. Almost any type of partner who's out there actually feeds into us. So with something like 200,000 users enter the system. We have $2 billion in cash, so we're growing at a very rapid pace along with Salesforce. So you actually, if you were to look at our two companies side by side, you'd see we're very similar to one another. But most importantly is that we actually reach customers from anywhere from the small 100-person operation all the way up to the largest companies in the world. So our platform is very scalable, very similar to Salesforce. It's very scalable. Whether you're a small organization or a very large organization, you want to build this out so that it meets the needs of your customers. 89% of all virtualized applications running in the world are run on VMware, including Salesforce. And again, I really want to talk about cloud computing and how it relates to how our partners get this information and how we feed content to our partners so that they know how to go out and sell and market our products and solutions. So there's 4 key areas that we're going to talk about. One is the data solutions. And underneath data solutions, you've got server consolidation. The way Salesforce grows is through all these different companies buying into their CRM and buying into their company platform. Well, they can't just keep buying data center after data center after data center. They have to consolidate all this. And this is where we start to talk about the internal cloud. So they start to take all these individual Dell servers and all these applications, and they push that all onto individual box. So you're running multiple virtual machines on one single server. Then you've got to manage all of these. So you talk about, this is where we really start to get into the cloud infrastructure, plugging into a virtual machine sitting on a box over here, and then being able to dynamically move that virtual machine, maybe it's maintenance, maybe you just need more resources, onto another machine. How many of you would really appreciate the fact that one of the servers overloaded, and that's your instance, and you didn't have access to your Salesforce instance, right? This is what cloud computing is all about. And then finally, business continuity and disaster recovery. If that machine goes down and your Salesforce instance is sitting on that machine, you don't have access. If it's the end of the quarter, and we just rolled out our opportunity registration system and our leads management system on Salesforce, and our partners don't have access to that, we lose hundreds of millions of dollars, especially at the end of the quarter. The other area is desktop. This is now a huge opportunity for our partners, and we need to be able to use content and our training tools to deliver this message and get them to start selling our desktop solutions. We also focus on dev and test. So they don't just roll out a new platform. They test all of this on a dev and test environment, and then they easily push those new virtual machines or applications into a production environment. And then finally, cloud computing. This is where we want everybody to go, whether it's an internal cloud or an external cloud. And this is why it's important, because we have so many different partners. We have service providers that provide service clouds. We have solution providers who will build internal clouds, so they'll work with the Salesforces and the Dells of the world to build their infrastructure out. And this is all sitting on what we call VMware vSphere 4, which is our platform. This is what we call the platform of the cloud. Some call it an operating system, but mainly it's that underlying technology that allows Salesforce to be able to develop that cloud infrastructure. So How does this all relate to our partners, and how does content relate to our partners? We've got basically 4 different tiers, not all in the same type of partner ecosystem. So not necessarily we have Registered Professional Enterprise Premier for the OEMs, but we have them with solution providers and service providers. And those are our main type of partners that we're servicing. So we have to control what a registered partner sees. We have to control what a professional enterprise Premier partner can see. And we have to do that on a global basis. So we certainly don't want to give a registered partner in the United States access to content or visibility when they log in to content that's in French. Diana's going to actually show you exactly how we can do control of that. And what's important that we've noticed is as our partners log in to get the training and to get this information on how they want to continue to build out their business, there's a correlation between them accessing our infrastructure and getting this training and getting these materials and their revenue. So for those that don't have what we call VTSP, which is a VMware Technical Sales Professional, it's an accreditation, VCP, which is the highest level of training, VMware Certified Professional, VSP, which is basically any sales rep, there's a correlation of them going in to our partner portal, having us be able to cater to them and feed them this type of content and see their business actually grow. And how did we get here? Well, we started our partner program. We actually started our business almost at the same time that Salesforce did. So we went from PRM 1.0, which is let's just develop a partner program, to 2.0, which is let's manage some content, to 3.0, which is let's implement an OpReg and partner locator system, which, by the way, were separate systems, leads, and then finally, because we got to such a huge ecosystem of partners, we needed to manage something by scale, and Salesforce was able to provide us with all of this under one roof. So what I'd like to do is hand over the floor to Diana Sal, my partner in crime, so we can actually show you how powerful the Salesforce platform is and how much control you can have over the content you deliver to your partners. So Diana?
All right, thank you, Elliot, for that great VMware background. So we're going to dive into what we actually did, how we actually implemented Salesforce to help our partner community. So first, with our old portal, there's a bunch of administrative constraints that we saw. So managing brand, we wanted a consistent look and feel between like VMware website and our partner portal. We had a discrepancy there. Dynamic content tabs and landing pages with views, we weren't able to get that in our old system. It's like only 5 people in the entire company even understood how to set like views properly when someone uploads documents. Now using Salesforce, all the content administrators know how to do that on their own. So using Salesforce now provides a lot more flexibility. Something else is tagging content and reporting content. Again, with our old system, we weren't able to search. We weren't able to filter any of the content, so of course we couldn't tag. So using the Salesforce functionality, it's very easy for our partners to find what they're looking for. Like Elliot mentioned, we have a lot of different products and solutions. So with the search capabilities, we're able to drill down and provide the partners exactly what they need to see. The last thing is reporting on content. Using the Salesforce dashboards and reporting system, we're able to show what each content owners, like their downloads and their how many people subscribed for their particular set of documents. So for partner benefits, so something that we have to think about is because we have more than like 22,000 partners, creating this partner portal is very important because we want our partners to continually access the partner portal because it has all of our sales, marketing, and training material. I'll show you guys what it looks like in just a second. So we really need to have simple, intuitive navigation. So we created a bunch of landing page, and then also we need relevant document to our different partner types. Like Elliot mentioned, we have a bunch of different types of partners. Let's say technology partners versus our resellers, and then with each one of those partner types, there's different tiers. So obviously the people in the top tier get more benefits and more like, let's say, promotions or like, leads or something like that. So then how do we message that information to our top tier partners but don't allow like anybody else to see that? So that was very important for us, and we were able to build that into Salesforce. Something else that's helpful for partners, so they can see what type of documents have been downloaded, so they know like what's important and what's popular, and they can also download those same things. Preview content is also another plus that's given in Salesforce, and we'll show you that in a second. And something else that we built out that JC mentioned was Partner Locator. Mary Catherine will be talking more about the Dell Partner Locator, but I'll show you a preview of how VMware implemented the Partner Locator. And again, using the Partner Locator is a benefit that we provide our partners, so any one of our customers can use the system to find a partner near them. So let me just quickly go into... So what you see here is actually the partner view of Salesforce. So you can tell it looks very different than the original Salesforce look and feel. So we reskinned the views. So everything in here is Salesforce. So there's no like other vendor that we're using to serve up content. That whole entire thing is Salesforce. So the reason why we did it this way is so it matches VMware.com's site. I don't know if anybody's logged in recently, but we rebranded, and so this new look and feel matches our rebrand.
So Diana, really quickly, how difficult is it to populate this type of content within Salesforce?
So the way we built it out right now, it makes it very easy. So you can see this landing page right here is composed of different segments. So let's say like that view 4 and the congratulations button, it's separate widgets. So the way that we create it is we allow all the content administrators to create their own widgets and set the visibility to the groups that they need to be in.
So that kind of sounds confusing, and I don't know HTML. So am I able to easily go in there and just write my own message because maybe I own a solution or I own a specific country landing page?
That's a great question, actually. So based on our old system, you needed to know HTML, and that really limited the amount of flexibility that we can give to our internal Salesforce, our product managers, to upload their content. With using Salesforce now, we created a system where you don't need HTML. Everything is, you use a WYSIWYG editor, which is basically a text editor I'm sure everybody's familiar with. You input your content into the text editor and basically share it onto the pages.
So what you're saying now is that you have more time, freed up time to work on other types of products, while I can easily go in and change a couple of words or add content as necessary. Exactly. Great.
So, I mean, it simplifies it to the fact where, like, if we have we're extending a promotion, normally it takes at least 3 days for, the promotion owner to send a message to our, infrastructure team to actually update the page and get it online. But now, with the flexibility that all of our content owners can own their pages, they can go in there, edit the date of their promotions in like 5 minutes. So, it's pretty good. Something else I wanted to mention is not only can we set the views of the landing pages, but we can also set the views of the tabs. So I don't know if you guys can see this. So I'm just going to quickly show. So this is a technology partner versus what you all saw earlier was actually a reseller solution provider. So you can see a technology partner has different tabs and different content. So like I mentioned, you're able to set the views to each one of the tabs and the landing pages.
In other words, improved opportunity registration, that goes to solution providers, but it doesn't necessarily go to service providers.
Yeah.
And that way, service providers aren't asking, what is opportunity registration? They're asking, what can I get out of my service provider program? And we can customize that.
That's right. So I'm just going to take a look, basically to see what we've done to the page. So each one of these news items are separate widgets. So like some things which don't apply to other people, like what Ali just said about like leads or opportunity registration, they won't see it on their page. So I'm going to quickly click into the content tab. So again, providing relevant, targeted content is very important for VMware to satisfy the needs of all of our partners. So you can see we also customize the content tab module with our own colors. And then if you scroll down, what's great about Salesforce is they can also provide local content. So you can see we even have Japanese content in the system. So I'm going to click, let's say, this one. So when I click on the content, you can obviously download the PDF, or you can subscribe. The very neat part is if a partner subscribes to the content and we upload a new version, they'll be sent an email automatically telling them, well, this HP virtual desktop infrastructure document has been uploaded. Log into the system and download the new version. So I think that's really cool. And again, you can preview the content here. So this is the partner version. So if inside the internal version of the same document, we can track, there's multiple tabs, we can track who's downloaded, who's subscribed, and then we use that information to let the content owners know about, this document that you provided is very useful, please provide more of the same. So let's see, leading to that, I'm going to back, and then, I'm going to have so this is our partner locator that we developed. So this is the partner locator that sits inside our partner portal. We also push this externally into our VMware.com site to allow our customers to come in. And then I'm going to let Mary Catherine discuss more about how Dell uses the partner portal.
Thank you. So I'm Mary Catherine Wilson. I manage for Partner Direct for Dell, our U.S. marketing. And I just wanted to kind of start with, how many of you knew that we resell through solution providers? Okay, so that's pretty good. Are anybody partners of ours within Partner Direct? So I was invited by JC, thank you very much, to talk to you really about kind of how we implemented over the past year our partner locator, and wanted to take you through some of the history of Dell in the channel, as well as then some of the various properties that we use with Salesforce. It's not me, I'm not Mike.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Because we use a number of different Salesforce pieces within our partner direct program, and then really just kind of focus in on some of the lessons learned for the locator itself. So Dell is very committed to our partners. So a number of you were aware that we had a partner program. We actually have 50,000 partners, registered partners globally. The number is now 21,000 in North America. We wanted to keep our program, we kind of had the advantage of being able to start from the ground up, unlike some of our competitors. So we actually have a very simple two-tier program where we have registered partners and then we have a certification level. Our certified partners make up about 3%. So we have about close to 800 in the US today. And those are certainly the ones that we're investing more in, and they're investing more in Dell. And Michael said, he said a few years ago, actually, this is not an experiment, we're all in. And I've heard him over the past month talk to about 90 of our partners as they come into Austin, and he's really reiterated the same thing. This makes up for us 24% of our commercial revenue. So it is not a small piece of Dell by any means. A little bit of history in the channel. So 2 years ago, actually, we're about to celebrate our second anniversary in December. So 2 years ago, we actually brought to the market Partner Direct, this program. And we spent that first year really recruiting and gaining partners. We're now kind of focused, not that we're not interested in more additional partners, but we're really focusing on enabling and activating the partners that we do have today and kind of moving them up the stack. We spent a lot of time kind of building out the infrastructure. Our vision really is to build a loyal base of our partners. We want the best partner program in 1,000 days, is what one of my bosses has said, to the marketplace. And that clock already started ticking. So we don't want the biggest, we just want the best for our partners. So as far as kind of enablement, really what we have set up is a program where above and beyond, Dell is known as a direct company. So we have 25 years of legacy where we have to really build credibility and trust, not only awareness in the marketplace that we're serious about selling through our partners. And then we have to look at, how do we engage them? How do we educate them on our products? How do we provide these certifications? And then, enablement comes in the way of our sales and marketing tools that we provide to them. We provide, hundreds of pieces of collateral that they can use and really try to supplement their marketing through MDF and a number of those items. So. This is a look at our development as a partner portal. So we actually sold in many parts of the world only through indirect channels. So we did have kind of a niche in our emerging countries in EMEA, a direct partner portal. But in 2007, when we were really growing and rolling out a program, this is when we needed Salesforce to help when we launched deal registration at this time, right? So again, especially as with our history as a direct company, managing that channel conflict was so important. It is now really evolved to not just managing conflict between Dell and direct, because quite frankly, we approve 70% of the deals that come in, but now just like most partner programs, to manage the conflict between partners in the marketplace. In 2008, JC talked about how we launched PartnerStorm, and that was kind of this critical time for us really to listen to our partners before in 2009 we really invested heavily in what tools would really enable them. So, and we'll take a look, I think, on the next slide at some of the Salesforce items that we use to find a partner, the onboarding, and the self-service. So we use a lot of different pieces of Salesforce within Partner Direct. We also use it obviously for our CRM. You saw yesterday we have 30,000 users. The partner onboarding is something where it was very critical for us to have all of the data in one place. So as our partners come in, we catalog who's coming in. We profile them from a marketing and sales perspective, which was important for our Partner Finder. We'll talk about Partner Finder. For us, this is a very critical tool. I say that because what I hear from partners that they want out of Dell is for us to brand in the marketplace that you can buy direct or you can buy through a partner. Until we had this tool, there was really no way to do that, right? So you'll start seeing us talk in the marketplace about how you can buy direct or you can buy through solution providers. But until we had a place to send them, it didn't do us any good to invest in any of that marketing. So you'll start seeing that. We certainly use them for deal registration. We have thousands of deals and opportunities in there that are managed. Self-service is also something that we're bringing to them. Today they call us, or they email us to change their account or to add other users or subtract. So that'll be a real win for them and for us in terms of efficiency. And PartnerStorm. So we had IdeaStorm probably 2 years at Dell, and to listen to our customers, and we really wanted a place for partners because our partners have a lot of the same, they are our customer, so they have a lot of the same challenges and issues that from ordering and that all of our other customers have, but then they have this additional complexity of, what do they think of our program, how are we growing them profitably, and those kind of pieces. So. And we listen to them in a number of ways. We have annual partner surveys. We have a number of advisory councils. We have field presence, so we're out there talking to our partners, every day. And then we use social media, blogs, Facebook, PartnerStorm. We're really on all of those. You can see someone was saying, the more online conversations about Dell collaborating with us. So the partner space of Dell has really been a good, like the VAR guy, good for us in terms of that. And we do have quarterly town halls, and this is really for kind of a state of the union where our partners can come and talk to our execs, really one-on-one, kind of a Q&A session. So through all of this, like I said, we really heard from them that we need a partner locator. So we spent probably the last year kind of looking globally. I was responsible for the requirements and gathering this on a global basis. You're able to search, by company, by proximity, by certification area, which we have, approximately 5, by types of partner. So like Diane was talking about, we have ISVs, we have solution providers, We will, we built this so it could scale. So we have 15,000 retail locations, right? Not in my world, but how do they find a retailer that is selling, a Dell Latitude or a Dell server? It was only $20 total per mention of Dell, not each mention, but I appreciate the product placement. So you can see that they can upload their logo. I know it's small, but they can upload their logo. We have in the U.S., we're sorting by certified and registered partners, so that there is some benefit. In the U.S., we're actually only opening it up to certified partners. Then if you click into there, I know it's really small, but you see there's Google Maps integration, and they can have, every location can have different products that they sell, different capabilities, because that's what we find a lot is in some cities they have a large service that's not not applicable or not offered in the other city. And then they have the ability to put in here all of their company overviews. Certainly contacting them is probably the biggest. So kind of what we learned, it was really important for us, just like VMware, to have a one-stop shop for partners and to come and to be able to maintain their profile in one place, be able to have that seamlessly into the Partner Finder. It was extremely important that it was publicly accessible. So it was good. It is nice to have a partner collaboration tool. Our general manager, Greg Davis, was over in Europe doing a partner advisory council, and there was a gentleman that was sitting next to him, and he said, well, I have this deal in the U.S., and I don't know, how do I pass that lead on? And sure enough, Greg was like, oh, well, I talked to this other partner. So, that today, it's been happening over the past couple of years, but it's been happening very organically. And so it was very important that it happened, with the end users being able to find our partners. Certainly all of our data in Salesforce. And then we had to consider some of the global applications. So if you're looking to roll out, a partner finder globally, like one of the things we found was we needed to provide our partners the ability to use kind of XY coordinates, because Google Maps isn't as mapped as well in other parts of the world. So if you put India, you're going to get the geographic center of that country. And so some of those considerations. Another one that we found is I was very interested in the U.S. in putting a minority-owned status, because here, especially if you do a lot of work in the federal space, it's very important from contracts or to find some minority-owned businesses. The rest of the world, not allowed to do that. So certainly for our partners, we looked at, how do we give preference and benefit to our certified partners. So like I said, in the U.S., we allow them to only have their profiles visible. And we did pre-populate the data. So we recognized that, our partners have already gone through a lot of data entry. So we did want to enable them to change. So if they have 200 contacts, I want to be able to allow them to say, maybe I want it to go into a sales queue. But we did pre-populate for them. And kind of some of the things we're talking about with Salesforce in the future, today we don't have the ability to upload documents. And so as this goes into App Exchange, you guys can help me win this battle. Because it will be available at some point. So the reason that uploading documents is important, especially for those service providers who have niche businesses or for ISVs that you want to be able to see their software, case studies, examples of their work, so that you can see that. And we're considering partner ratings as well. So, and I'll turn it back over to JC.
Great. Thank you, Mary Catherine. So just as a reminder, if you guys want to start fishing out those business cards, we're going to be doing the drawing here. But let me wrap up with a few comments here, and then we're going to move into Q&A. We're running great on time here, so hopefully you'll have a lot of great questions. We've sparked a lot of ideas in your heads, and we've got some very good experts up here who have lived and breathed doing some of these things that you might be looking at doing right now. So some of the things that we hope that you got out of the session is that you did get some new ideas of how you can leverage these tools in your own particular portal. And that's, you've heard some of the things that were very important for both Dell and VMware and how to leverage those things here. One thing I like to stress is that, building your partner portal is much more than just providing leads and opportunities. and opportunity registration. It's providing, everybody's talked about here, you've heard that one-stop shop that people need to be able to come to and know that they can find out all the information about your particular partner program in one location. And that's a really key thing about what these tools do. And then the last thing is really kind of these tools, I think, are a lot easier to implement, a lot easier to work with than you probably fear. And yeah, I did say fear because, one of the things that you always are facing is you get that email or that meeting with your the business side of your company saying, we need to have this, we need to have this, and all of a sudden, you as the IT folks are going, oh my God, how do I even begin to do that? So we've provided you with some great tools for helping out on that side. This presentation is available for you when you get back to your home office to download. I've provided some additional resources for you to go out and look at. If you haven't gone out, first one of the things to do is our success blogs are out there. They're a great source of information for people to go out and find additional information. It really is a community where people go out and might pose a question. Our product managers, our product teams, our services folks all jump in and try and answer those questions as you pose them out there, and that you can find that there. There's a specific blog for content and ideas as well as for PRM. If you haven't, a few people raise their hands that they've already implemented PRM. There's some of you who are contemplating implementing PRM. I would highly suggest that you go and look at some of the PRM blogs out there to get some more additional information. We've really done, I think, a great job of documenting some best practices, lessons learned, things that you don't want to do as you go down the road of implementing your own PRM piece there. So these are some great locations there. Finally, we talked about Partner Finder. It is out on App Exchange today. We are going to be doing a new fresher version of it coming out soon, and that's what we'll be having out there. There are like 300 plus free applications, free solutions, of which that Find a Partner is one of those free solutions for you. And then you get customer reviews, and then you can also download and install and test drive it in very easy clicks there. So we're going to have an online survey for you to complete as well, and you can win an iPod Nano. And we'll help make Dreamforce better next year. You can do it here, or you can do it later on. But with that, I'm going to turn it over to the panel here, and I'm going to walk around. If you guys want your business cards while they're answering questions, I'll go grab your business cards, and we'll do the drawing for the VMware. And we also have another giveaway here that we're supposed to have. I'll see if we can find it here, but we'll go from there. So any questions, if you could go to the microphone since we are being recorded here. If you have any questions, feel free to jump up there. There's a brave soul. First one in the morning. Thank you. We.
We brought our operations, our BAT team with us, so they could probably answer more of the reporting infrastructure where we actually measure. We get most of our partners actually logging in to do deal reg, so it's important for us to be able to position some of the other opportunities that they might not have known of in the past. It's too early for us to tell if we really have had a huge impact. What we can tell you is the non-tangibles, which is the feedback that we've received from our partner community and the feedback that we received from our sales organization, which is just as important, that it's a much more pleasant visit into our new portal than it was in the past. That they can get direct access to the content that they need a lot quicker and a lot more targeted than they have in the past. And I think one of the most important pieces is the fact that they can now subscribe to content. So if you're about to go out on a sales call and that product marketing manager updates that presentation, they get pinged and they can go in and download it immediately and know that they have the latest slides, the latest messaging, maybe the latest functionality that they can deliver to the customer.
Yeah, I would highly, can you hear me? I would highly encourage you to use single sign-on, and that's what we've seen. We had 4 different logons, right? We had one into our portal, we had one into Deal Reg because it was percent, we had one into the purchase path, and then we had one into our learning system. And so we now have one, and certainly with opportunity registration, you see people coming in, but you also, that's great, they're coming in, and you can show them all the other content that, we have roles-based as well, so that's content that's relevant to them.
My company is just implementing content at the moment, and we've already got a partner finder in place, which is sort of very similar look and feel, is working very well for us. One of the concerns we've got is how partners in the international region, so non-English speakers, are going to adopt a tool which is primarily all the functionalities in English. We've got local language content, but the functionality is all in English. So what sort of feedback have you received around that, and how have you seen international partners actually picking it up?
We've translated. Are you talking about the admin or the front end?
The front end, the actual usage of the content.
Well, we've translated all of the the labels and the field names so that that's in language, and then obviously you said the content's in language as well, and so it really one of the things that we want to work on next is allowing more regional capabilities. So I gave you 2 examples, but there's probably a list of 10 others where just countries are set up differently, they go to market differently, and so what we have been talking to Salesforce about is how do we do that where we have one global tool, which is what we desire, but we also have the ability to kind of regionalize. So.
And what about for you for content, for globalization of that for different languages? Do you guys offer it in different languages?
So right now we do. We have about 8 different languages that we set up learning pages for. So the Salesforce support thanks. Right now we do have localized language in in our partner portal. So we have up to 8 languages right now that is localized. So that's just the content on the landing pages, and our next step is actually trying to localize the actual portal itself, including all the tabs and the modules, etc.
Just to add to that, though, it takes a huge undertaking to actually do this. You need to get the localization team to actually buy in and say, we're going to own this project. You need to get your internal, our BAT team to be able to say, we can help build that functionality out. But the most important thing, you need to get people in the regions to say, I'm going to support this. If you can't get everybody on board to do it, you're basically not going to be successful rolling that out. So by starting off with the landing pages, they own it. So we don't have to control it, which means if they have outdated content, it's their fault, it's not corporate's fault. And so they have skin in the game now, which the VP of marketing is going to go in and say, why do we have old content in here? So now they're more responsible for driving that, and it's less responsible for the corporate people to be doing that. But the functionality is there.
And I'll speak to Dell because I did the global rollout, and they have 18 languages rolled out at Dell, and it's very much the same as Elliot. We pushed all that stuff out to the business. From an IT perspective, they own all the content, they own all the translations. It's their responsibility to keep it out. The biggest problem we had was working out the differences in languages like Spanish, because the Spanish that's spoken in Spain versus Mexico versus Venezuela is all very different. And they actually, at Dell, we had to bring together kind of a consortium of owners from those countries, and they had to work out, what were the translations that they wanted to use. And it was, you get in all those different things where what they say in Mexico is taken as an insult in Spain, literally. The same thing with French Canadian and French. So we had some of those differences. Our product, we are working on providing localization of some of those specific languages. We now have Mexican Spanish in as a version as well, but we don't have French Canadian. That's one of I've talked to our PM about that, so I'm trying to get that done. Any other questions? Surely you've got more. You guys have been awesome at being here at 7:30 in the morning. Yes.
It's equal to
I think so for us, Ellie and I were talking about this earlier. For us, we're at the basic step. So the more that partners understand about the capabilities, I think that's the most important piece. So today, with what we're rolling out now, we have kind of limited understanding of their capabilities, and to really do what you want to do, you have to get down to in every location. I have a partner with 200 locations, and it's a franchise model, and so they do different things at each of those different locations, and so being able to profile at that level is, I'm not sure if I don't think we offer any other, other real like true kind of collaboration tools other than a forum so they have threaded discussions that they can have.
For VMware, what we've talked about doing is developing a community site, an area that the partners can go and they can interact with one another based off of different topics. Maybe a partner in Australia is looking, who does reselling, is looking for a consulting partner that can do the actual integration. So these are some of the things that we've talked about. It's not directly on our roadmap, but it's actually feedback that we've gotten from our other partners.
Yeah, and like I talked about with the partner finder, that's a real important piece. People always forget about that partner-to-partner collaboration. That's probably the one area that the problem is we don't have any way of tracking, in there when another partner contacts another partner. So if you've got any ideas about that, because I know I agree with you, partner-to-partner collaboration is a very important aspect. It'd be great if we could have some way for even get that kind of feedback. Other ideas, we'd be welcome, open to that.
I find a lot of the partner-to-partner is also it's on industry sites. So we have what you're looking for, the forum, and not all those conversations happen on that Dell property. So they're kind of happening outside as well.
Any more questions? We've got about 8 more minutes.
JC, is anybody or Dell or VMware using a feedback channel for the end customer? So that way, as a company, you guys know which partners are doing a good job with implementations versus which ones aren't, and you can kind of use some of that feedback to maybe guide training and education on where you might need to kind of push a partner in a certain area to increase your end user experience.
We are not. I said we were looking at partner ratings. It's been fairly controversial. It was when we first launched. When Dell launched rating and reviews, kind of on the consumer side, it was kind of that shock of, oh, you're going to allow people to talk negatively about your product, right? So we probably will get there, but we don't. We do talk to end users because we collaborate, right? So sometimes it's not just Dell or the partner. We actually go to market together. And so I think as we look beyond deal registration or opportunity registration to really more account registration and allowing a partner to own, wholly own that relationship and be Dell at that place, we will get that information through more account planning rather than through a technical tool that is then kind of known and disseminated. We certainly wouldn't want to discriminate, obviously.
For us, it's a legal issue. If somebody goes on and bashes a partner and we can't validate that, VMware could be held responsible. So unless we can validate it that they truly were not an expert in that specific solution or did not deliver the services that they agreed to, and that was posted on our board, then we ultimately, by advertising that, could be held responsible. So for any slander. So we did talk about the ratings, but until we actually hear a partner, if we could see it internally, that's fine. Because maybe we could reach out to those partners and say, somebody rated you very poorly, you might want to contact them. But we wouldn't want to make it public, just because of those the legal issues that VMware would undertake. But it is important.
We do reward them, so instead of, we do reward them for closing deals, right? If they close more deals, we give them, more opportunities. So we do reward the closure, even though that's not the experience.
I also will say this, that the new partner finder that we developed for Dell, that we took that into consideration, this whole issue of, having bad press out there. The last thing you want to do as a vendor is provide a forum for somebody to bash your own partners. And so what we had, we actually have a kind of a two-step system. If you want to actually get published out on the partner finder, the partner they have a self-service checkbox that they can go into, and at any time they can checkbox that and say, unpublish me. So let's say somebody put out a really bad review or put a bad comment out there. When we do turn on ratings, if we do ever turn on ratings, it will at least provide the place for the partner to go out and say, I want this taken off the website until I get a chance to resolve this. And then we can go and remove that. So it really kind of it still leaves the partner to be able to self-police themselves and be able to take that down. So Dell has to first approve, and then the partner has to say, yeah, I'm ready to go publish. So, because that was kind of a big aspect, is Dell's not going to sit there, they've got, 26,000 partners worldwide that could eventually wind up on that. Dell's not going to go through each and every one of them and look at what they say. It's up to the partners to put their own information out there and keep it up to date, contact information, all that stuff. So it's really important. Yes, can you step up to the mic real quick? Thank you. So the question is there a plan to request introductions under ideas when they start kind of having a stream or a kind of a conversation going on underneath the idea that posted?
Right. We don't want to be an invisible partner to the conversation.
Okay.
We want to be able to fuse the two partners together. Our sales technical account manager facilitating that conversation. That way they'll be more local to our brand.
Right. From a roadmap perspective, I'm not really aware of what's on the roadmap from an ideas perspective. I can get you in touch with the product manager for ideas, and if they're not doing it, there might even be a roadmap session being talked about here. But I can, if you want to, hang out. I'll find the product manager, put you in touch with them, and you can talk to them about what's on the roadmap. That's very good. I'll take that as feedback to them as well. So, great idea.
Do you have a threaded forum today? I mean, one kind of workaround would be for you to post out there as like an update to your idea storm, a link to your threaded forum where that conversation could happen between you and the two partners.
It's primitive. We are using databases, relational databases for it. But our sales team is not information-based, so they're rewarded on creating a relationship. So that idea of connecting partners is really close to our net.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, I'm sure you're familiar with ideas enough to know that you can go out there and tag a particular conversation and then answer that from an internal perspective. So that's one thing you could do. But you're talking about kind of having that collaboration back and forth and having that conversation go. It almost sounds like I'm not trying to plug another Salesforce product here, but Answers. That you could have that come out and somebody could really kind of bring out what's, here's the whole thread of conversation, but the bottom line or the best solution out of this whole thing was here. That could be a great idea for that. We've only got a few